Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. There are two visions how the Lord, the Absolute, the reality can be understood from the relative standpoint, and what is the perception of the Absolute about the relative. I'll tell you a story, then it will become easier. Thank God. There was a well, a big well, and in that well there was one frog. And one day it so happened, one fish from the sea happened to come into that well. Now don't ask question, how the fish can come from the ocean to the well. In story it is possible. When we believe in Harry Potter, you don't believe in me. So this has happened. And when that fish came in that well, the local frog started asking, hey, who are you? Where from you have come? And the fish told, I am fish and I live in the ocean. What is this ocean like? So the fish said, it is a huge collection of waters. It is called as ocean. Huge collection of water means how much? Now the frog started imagining. With his hand, he said, this much collection of water? You know, fish doesn't have a neck. So he started wagging the tail. No. Now I don't have tail to show you, so you understand. So, no. Again, the frog showed this much. Again the fish said no. Then the frog took his both hands. This much of water? The fish said no. Then the frog jumped within that well from one point to another point, maybe about 1 feet wide. This much water? So the fish said, no, Baba. How much? Now the frog started getting frustrated. And he jumped from one corner of the well to the other corner. Is this much? Out of frustration, sarcasm, anger. The fish said, no. Then how much? He said, I can't tell you. Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasasa. I can't tell you. Now how can you make a frog understand the ocean? Not possible. Because the comprehension of a frog will have the limitation of his experiences. A person who is buried under the influence of relativity can never imagine what is the absolute. See? And as long as we are in the relative world, we will struggle, we will compete, we will achieve, we will fail, we will be happy, we will be frustrated, we want to have this, we want to have that. And all these things for what? Attaining absolute peace. And yet, through relativity, absolute bliss is not possible. Then, the fish said, my dear frog, why don't you come with me to the sea, to the ocean? Okay, let me see what you are talking about, ocean. Come on. and both of them went to the sea. Note, don't ask questions. How did they go? They have gone. It is none of your business. They have gone. Okay, Maharaj. After they went there, now this was the time for the fish to ask the question. Please tell me how big the ocean is. And after having fallen in that ocean, the frog became silent. See? Can a frog think of comparing the little collection of water in the well with that of the infinite ocean? Not possible. In the same manner, these are the two standpoints. One standpoint is what the absolute will be from the relative standpoint, and that will be dependent on your ability to discard the relativity and accept the absolute. See? And the second standpoint is, what is the position of the relative from the absolute standpoint? When these two visions are perfectly understood, then whatever experience we live through in our life, that is called as God realization. That is called as the fulfillment of human existence. See how important it is. And to bring this point, the teacher takes up the theme. So, we are on the 15th verse, 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita from Mahabharata. Jnana yajnena chapyanne jajanto mam upasate ekatvena pruthaktvena bahudha vishvato mukham. So, some people, they are trying to assess and understand the absolute from the relative standpoint. And for that, what they do? They accept the statement of those who are established in the absolute. See, we are here in our Bombay. We have never gone to, suppose, some other particular country. Isn't it? And whatever we can think about that country is only depending on our ability to imagine. But there is someone whom we trust, whom we love, whom we respect, whom we honor. That person has gone to that country. And he comes back. And then he talks to us about that country. Will we not take his words as the authority? Because he has come back from that place. We have never gone. See the difference? And therefore, the wisdom and the scientific approach to life is accept the words of the scriptures, accept the words of the wise, and then start walking your spiritual path. You are guaranteed to reach the destination. But if we start with a negative approach, I don't think there is anybody who has realized God. This is very good. Don't believe. But you get a definite conclusion. You are never going to get realized. Because in your estimate, so far nobody has known the truth. So what is the guarantee that we will know the truth? See how important it is. And therefore, friends, here the words of the teacher are to be accepted because this teacher, Bhagwan Krishna, is established in this absolute experience of perfect being. See, we believe in the newspaper reports. And who are the persons who write the newspaper report? Who are purchasable commodities. Isn't it? एक जरा न्यूज बना देना. Have you seen anywhere press reporters are treated like third class people? No. Press reporters are given the front seat, the special treatment, the luxurious food and anything they want because they can market you in the market. See friends. And therefore, here is a teacher who doesn't want anything from us, who doesn't have any expectation of any kind. Such a teacher is now telling the vision of the relative world from the standpoint of the absolute. In other words, what the ocean and the waves will be seen by the water, like when I look at the wave, when I look at the ocean, when I look at the water, and when the water looks at the wave, and when the water looks at the ocean, there will be difference in understanding. Is it not? When I look at a child, and when I look at my child, see the difference? When I look at a child, it is absolute vision. A person is looking at a child. And when I am looking to my child, immediately relativity is born. See? So from this absolutely perfect vision, where there is no limitation of any biasness, such a great teacher, Bhagwan Sri Krishna, he tells now, Aham kratuhu. See how many times aham, aham, aham he has said. Aham kratuhu, aham yajneha, swadha aham, aham aushadham, mantra aham, aham eva ajyam, aham agnihi, aham hutam. Terrible ego, isn't it? I. And it is true. It is such a big ego in which all the egos are consumed. And therefore, this cannot be called as the ego. The ocean which consumes all the waves has a terrible ego because in the womb of that ocean, all the waves are contained. And more powerful than the ocean is the water. Because of whom the ocean is an ocean. So here the teacher says, what is the relative world? Relative world is activity. Relative world is efforts. Relative world is offering. Relative world is receiving. Relative world is success. This is all relative world. Now the teacher says, every component of relativity is none but me. Now see, right hand is right hand in relation to the left hand. So, right hand is very good. It is used for taking food. Left hand is Shudra. It is used for the dirty work. And therefore, cut this left hand out. Yours, not mine, okay? See how important it is. So, right hand, left hand, they are in relation to each other. But eye is concerned, from the eye standpoint, right is equally important as the left is. See how important it is. So, what is required in all the relative world? Relative world has struggle. Relative world has activity. Relative world has achievements. Relative world has failure. Relative world has mantras, talking, discussing, proving and making our point. All this is relativity. Now the teacher says, Aham kratuhu. I am the activity, the undertaking. Then aham yajnaha. I am those kinds of activities which are meant for the welfare of the totality. Then swadha aham. See, swadha is the offering to the pitrus, the higher world. That offering I am. Aushadham aham. Aushadham is the food that we eat. Aushadha is not a medicine. See, the technical meaning of the word aushadha is that plant or that crop, after giving the first fruit, it dies away. That is called as aushadham. Like the paddy, like the wheat, barley, sorghum. So all these cereals are the pulses, which is our food, that is called as aushadham. And this aushadham is for what? Medicine is for what? For removing the disease of hunger. So that food I am, aushadham aham, mantra aham. When we are doing any kind of activities, we have got knowledge, we discuss, we talk, and all those mantras, discussion, that I am aham eva ajyam. The lubrication, the oil that is offered in the fire of activity, that I am. And agni aham. All the activities are born out of the fire of achievement. So that fire to achieve something in this world, that I am. And aham hutam. And what is offered, that also I am. Will not be the same statement said by the ocean, by the waves, by the water. 3. Water cannot say that I am all the ocean, I am all the way, I am all the waves, and I am all the water. No. Waves will be, I am this wave. Ocean will be able to say that all waves are me. But ocean cannot say that all water is me. No. But water will be able to say that I am the dewdrop, I am the river, I am the ocean, I am the Bisleri. See, water can say that. Ocean cannot say that. So from the absolute standpoint, all the components of relativity which go into the activity of life, each and every component is that supreme reality, that Lord. What will happen as a result? Can't I say, the feet I am, the heels I am, the calf muscles I am, the knees I am, the thighs I am, the kamra I am. There is no kamar, there is kamra. And then the stomach I am. You are too egoistic. Too egoistic. Everything I. If somebody will say that if you want to see the colors and forms, use only eyes, okay? Don't use any other instrument. You are too insisting. No. It is a statement of fact. It is no insistence. It is no ego. See how important it is. Therefore, to develop this ultimate vision is the scientific approach to life. What will happen? When I start practicing this, that it's not only me and my wife or me, but me, my wife, my children, my relations, my villagers, my people from my town, people from my country, the whole world, not only the human beings, the total life, not only the living beings, but also the inert world, everything is my expanse alone. When everything is my expanse, what will be the result? Result will be unqualified natural expression of love which does not have a label of relationship. See? When I love my face, when I love my hand, what is the relationship? See? Therefore, friends, this absolute vision kindles that pure love in our heart. Like the love the water has for all the oceans, for all the waves, and yet the water does not claim. Today is Teacher's Day. Swamiji, you are the best teacher I have ever come across. And I am so thankful to you. You have changed my life. So happy Teacher's Day. I get lot of SMS this time, therefore I am telling you. Today is Teacher's Day, na? Therefore I won't know otherwise. So, when this absolute vision is kindled, the result will be pure love without any expectation. See? That love which does not have expectation is an experience of bliss. That love which has the limitation of expectations is a bargain. In that love we fall. That's why the proverb or the statement is, I have fallen in love with her. Now what happened? I am not able to get up. Fallen so badly that I can't get up. Friends, this is a simple growth wherein an ordinary man comes to discover the divinity that he is. And that is real scientific approach. Living like animals, although born as human being, he is not scientific. See? Very important. We only talk about the scientific life. And we imagine when our freedom is animal-like, when we are allowed to live the way we want, there is no question of elders, no question of youngsters, no question of responsibility, only I, and my dog. See? Those who do not have God in their life, they keep the dog in their house. See? Therefore, friends, this is the vision. From this vision, nothing is excluded. Everything is included. And in that inclusion, relations are not created. But you know the funniest part? We take sannyas, and after having taken sannyas, we still create relations. He is my Guru Bandhu. Arey Ram Ram. You have left your own Bandhu. Why collect a Guru Bandhu again? He is my Chacha Guru. You will see all these statements. He is my grand Guru. The other day, somebody was telling me, Swamiji, this Gauda Padacharya, was he a grand Guru of Bhagwan Shankaracharya? I said, speak slowly. Otherwise, Bhagwan Shankaracharya will commit suicide. See, the relationship between Guru and Shishya, it is not a relationship at all. It is a relationless relationship. And that love alone is pure. See? That is why this is the highest vision. And with this vision alone, all the problems get dissolved. They don't need to be solved. Because in that vision, there is no competition, there is no jealousy, there is no arrogance of success, there is no guilt of failure. Because everything is going in the rhythm of the totality. This is the secret, like many people ask us, Swamiji, what is the secret of your happiness? Our secret is very simple. Be happy in the happiness of others. You don't have to do anything. Let people get married. You be happy. See? the more the number of people will get happy, more happy you will be, and the remaining portion, the bonus of marriage, will be with them. Let them continue. Why worry? The day you take this vision, friends, we have really scaled the heights on the path of evolution. So, aham kraturaham yajna swadaham aham auchadam mantroham aham evajam aham agnihi aham utam. Now, all the components are the same absolute reality. Now the second thing. Pita hamasya jagataha mata dhata pitamaha vedyam pavitramokara ruksamayajur evacha. Not only the material components, the material cause of this world, I is, but all the relationships such as pitamaha, pita, mata. See? One day, one student, probably studying in 8th, 9th standard biology, and recently learned the word hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite means where both the genders are located in the same body, they are called as hermaphrodite. And then she said, Swamiji, since I have studied, I said, what you have studied? I am in class 8. Oh my God. What you have studied? I have studied this thing and I am getting confused and I don't feel like offering the prayer, which I used to say earlier. What is the prayer? Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva, tvameva bandhuscha sakha tvameva. How can the same guy be mother and father? Is he hermaphrodite? Here, the teacher says, Pitamahasya jagataha, I am the Pitamaha, Pitam aham asya jagataha, I am the father, then Mata, I am the mother. See, the mother is the material cause, the father is the efficient cause. There is one young old couple, and on this issue they are constantly fighting. So the girl says, Swamiji, last time you told me to have child, but alone I can't do anything. And this Rakshasa doesn't want it. I don't know what I should do. Is there any mantra like Kunti had? Now see, the husband or the father is the efficient cause and mother is the material cause. Both the things. Anything you take in this world, it has these two factors. When a mud pot is made, the mud is the material cause and the pot maker is the efficient cause. Material cause is inert and the efficient cause is the sentient. So when the teacher says, I am the father, I am the mother, means both sentiency and inertness are two expressions of the same reality which is beyond sentiency and inertness. Wow. See, friends, once you recognize this truth, your total perception will change because the vision has changed. And with this reason only, why in the Sanatana Dharma, there is acceptance of worship of the stone as a god. Please understand this basic principle. When we are touching the tricolor, Tiranga Jhanda, we are not touching India. See? Because we don't know. Now it is tricolor. After a few years it may become multicolor. Who knows? Or it may become no color. Anything is possible. And this tricolor is formulated, designed, accepted by the people in a given period of time. See? But when we take the Shivalinga, when we take the Vigraha of the God, any God you take, we go to the market and bring a marble statue and keep. And when we are touching that Shivalinga, we are touching God directly. Because every grain, nay, every atom of this total world is nothing but the same reality. He who has this vision, can he have hatred for the things which you don't accept? It cannot be. Therefore, this is the ultimate vision. Technically speaking, this is called as the truth is simultaneously the material and efficient cause of this world. And what is relativity? Relativity is consciousness playing with the matter is relativity. In absolute consciousness, there is no relativity possible. In absolute matter, there is no relativity possible. So these consciousness and matter, they are standing in relation to each other. And the absolute is both simultaneously the conscious aspect as well as the matter aspect. See? Pita aham asya jagataha, I am the efficient cause of this world. And Mata, I am the material cause of this world. I am the pot maker and I am the clay. See? Pita ahamasya jagataha mata, then dhata. Many times it so happens, under the influence of the society for maintenance of the figure, the mothers don't feed the children. Then they hire the human cows, the ayas. And they are called as here as the dhata, the one who is bringing up. So the material cause, the reality is the same reality is the efficient cause, the same reality is the supporting cause. Dhata and Pitamaha. And all this mother, father and the other support, they have come from one great grandfather and he also I alone am. In short, the total cause and effect relationship dissolves in the supreme reality, and that supreme reality I am. Therefore, to reach that point, the most important thing is transcend cause and effect relationship. When you transcend cause and relationship, you are neither successful nor a failure. You are neither glorified by anybody, nor anybody can condemn you. See, this is all in relative world. Then you don't have to prove anything before anybody for any reason. How life becomes beautiful. Now we want to prove something. The husband wants to prove before the wife that I love her. So every time he comes from the market, he gets pavada. Honey, I know you love this pavada so much, but I hate, but never mind, I sacrifice and come. Is it necessary to prove that my hand is helping my cheek when there is a scratching? We don't have to prove that. Life becomes spontaneously effortless. That spontaneous effortlessness is absolute bliss. That is the stage which we will never be able to understand because we are in that well, Mr. Frog. And with our strength of little hands, with our strength of little understanding, with our strength of all misunderstanding, we want to comprehend that which is beyond all the relativity. Therefore, friends, this vision of the Absolute is so simple, wherein nothing to reject, nothing to prove, nothing to justify, nothing to achieve. Life becomes a smooth flow like a river. Ajya dharaya srotasa samam. Like the flow of the ghee, continuous. Srotasa samam, like the river flowing effortless. So effortless, continuous, spontaneous expression of life is manifested thereafter. Pitahamasya jagataha mata dhata pitamaha vedyam pavitram onkaraha. And aham vedyam, I am the one who is worthy of knowing in this world. See, if there is something worthy of knowing, it is only one thing. Find out who you are. Yesterday we released one book. Who am I? Unless we discover our correct identity, we will be running amok in this world. And the moment you discover your identity, karishye vachanam tava. See? Arjuna had the same problem which we all have. And the real problem comes not from the enemies outside. The real problem comes from the relatives. See? Husband, wife, office, friends, and neighbor, they are the real problem creators. And it is with them we have to know our correct identity. So if our correct identity is from the absolute standpoint, then all these relative flutters will disappear. I remember long time back, about 30 years before or more, I was in Delhi. And there used to be one man, he was in charge of a department in one ministry. And his name, I still remember, he was a Bengali, Das Babu, Das Moshai. I don't think he must be alive. So, he used to tell me, he said, Swamiji, I think I will start coming for your lecture after I retire. I said, it's okay, you come, you don't come, as long as you give me food, it is fine. He said, no, actually, no. If I will not work in the office, the whole office will collapse. Nobody works. Every file, everything, every case, I only know. And if I don't work, my worry is, what will happen? I said, Moshai, as if you are the one, like a Hercules, carrying the load of the whole globe. See, this is what we imagine. Please remember one principle. We are most unrequired entity in this world. Before we were not in this world, there was nothing lacking. People are waiting for our departure. Gatasuna gatasuscha nanu shochanti pandita. Marta bini. In earlier days, people used to die earlier. This time, Kali Yuga has come, they refused to die. This was a statement made by a middle-aged man. Like the old people say, na, during earlier days, the youngster is to respect the elders. But nowadays, nobody respects elders. So this middle-aged man, he said the same thing. Swamiji, in earlier days, people used to die quickly. These days, the old fellows don't die. I don't know what happened. Gatasuna gatasuscha. So before we were not in this world, nothing was lacking. When we go out of this world, nothing will be lacking. Therefore, our presence in this world has no meaning. But we imagine, without me, how the world will move. Without parents, how the children will grow. Because every morning, when the parents get up, they take that pump, which is used for filling the football, and they fill in little air into the child, and then the child grows 1 inch. I met the other day one man, 40 years, he was so small. I said, hey, how come you are so small? What to do, Swamiji? No parents. No. Nothing is waiting or held up because of us. Therefore, if something worth to be known in this world is your own self. Find out what is that reality. And Vedyam Pavitram Onkaraha. And this reality is discovered through this great mantra Om. So Om is the beginning of all the auspiciousness. So the Om I am, Ruksama Yajurevacha, all the four Vedas. Four Vedas means that uncreated knowledge is called as Veda. Please don't misunderstand. Veda means a printed book by Gita Press and you go and Om Jai Jagadisha Hare. No. Veda means the experience of being is called as Veda. Veda is not a book. See, if you read the Shankara Bhashya on Upanishad, there Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Upanishad Shabdena Brahma Vidya Uchyate. By the word Upanishad, a book is not meant. The meaning of the word Veda is the supreme absolute self that is the reality. So Vedyam Pavitram Onkaraha, and this one reality is expounded in all the four Vedas. In the 15th chapter, Bhagavan Sri Krishna will tell, when he is talking about the various addresses where he is available, in that addresses he gives one address. And there he says, Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivishtaha matta smritir jnanam apohanancha vedaischa sarvai ahameva vedyaha. So all the Vedas are meant for only one thing, and that is to discover your correct identity. See? Vedyam Pavitram Onkara, this is worthy of knowing, and this can be known only through the scriptural study and spiritual practice done under the influence of wisdom and not obsession. Otherwise, if you don't believe in Bhagavan Krishna and if you are the follower of Shiva, you will go to hell. No. Therefore, friends, this is the absolute vision wherein there is no place for small little differences. Then, this supreme reality having told, now the last word about it. Gatir bharta prabhu sakshi nivasa sharanam surut prabhava pralaya sthanam nidhanam bijam avyayam. Gati. Gati is the destination. Now see, what is the destination? Whole day and night we run. Afterwards, we come home, then eat, and then watch TVs, and then karr. How much miserable we become if we are not able to sleep? See? Why we want to sleep? In sleep, we discard our property. We discard our achievements. We reject our failures. We reject our own identity with the gross body with which we are arrogantly moving in this world. So when everything is rejected, for what? Gati, to come back to your own source. See? And when we reject everything, what happens? We get recharged. Because we are carrying the load of relativity on us. See, I was talking to our Babu Bhai about some phone numbers and addresses. So now he is not officially working here as any office bearer, but he has some old phone numbers. So I wanted to have some phone numbers. So I said, don't delete them because they are not adding weight to your electronic diary, isn't it? No, there are too many phone numbers, the diary becomes heavy. So I delete, it becomes light. No. isn't it? So, this load of relativity can never be felt physically. The load of relativity is felt on the mind in terms of tensions, worries, frustration, depression. In the afternoon, I sleep every day. And that is the time all the people remember me very badly. You know, you never get a wrong connection for a wrong number. You get perfectly. So in the same manner, the moment I sleep for 10 minutes, the phone comes. Today, like that, I was sleeping, one phone. First came as yes. Then that fellow thought, I don't know what he put down the phone. I said, no, again he will bring, I know that. Again he rang. Actually, you know Swami Anubhavananda? I said, yes. You know, I was in Ahmedabad and I was in terrible depression. Then, you know, I heard his cassettes, I read his books, and I came out of the depression. So I wanted to thank him. Will you please tell him? I said, okay. He said, what are you doing? I said, I am sleeping. Please tell him, don't forget to tell him. See? Depression, tension, worries is the load born out of relativity. See how important it is. If we want to get out of these psychological problems, transcend the thought process born out of relativity as the reality, and restart your thinking process from the absolute vision. When should we know that we have really progressed spiritually or scientifically? When we will be able to look at the world as the Lord is looking at His world. See? Now, our vision is clouded by relativity. How simple it is. You must have seen the children at home, small ones, within the same house. It is properly secured lock. Now the child wants to go to loo at night. And he wakes up his mummy. Mummy, I want to go to susu. Please come and stand here. Why you require my presence for releasing? No, mummy, I am afraid. Mummy, how come you are not afraid? Because inside the house, I am a lioness. Before the husband, I am a Mahakali. Yeah, that is the inspiration. Because that lady knows within this house, everything is mine. Now, the child thinks that the room in which I am sleeping with mummy, that alone is mine. If I go to the bathroom alone, somebody may come and it may frighten me. Now extend this example. From the absolute point of view, nobody is born and nobody dies. For the ocean, there is no requirement of celebration of Ganpati Bappa Moria. Ganesh Chaturthi has come, everybody is happy. They become more happy when the Visarjan is there. Isn't it? So, the birth of the waves and the death of the waves are equal for the ocean. Because ocean is looking at the waves from the absolute standpoint. See the difference. And therefore, Gati. We are all ultimately seeking this absolute vision. In this absolute vision, there are no limitations of relativity. There is no fear of death. There is no worry of birth. There is no fikr of figure. Because we have transcended all the limitations of man. Gatihi, then bharta, Baingan ka nahi. So he is the ultimate, the Supreme is the ultimate. Bharta, the one who is supporting the relativity. Please understand. The north, east, west, south. This is relativity in the space. And this relativity is supported by the Absolute, and yet the Absolute never suffers a loss of the Absolute. It continues to be Absolute. And therefore, in the Absolute, relativity is only imagined. It has no stability. It has no foundation. It has no reality. Gati, Bharta. So, the relativity is supported by the same Absolute and yet uninfluenced by that. Then Sakshi. Sakshi is the one who is illuminating everything and not getting influenced by anything. Now I will give you right away the experience of the Sakshi. You are all looking at me and other things. Understand what Sakshi means. First of all, you look at our Bhagavan Sri Krishna statue. From there, lift your vision and look at this board, Gita Chintan Mala at the backside. Now from there, take your vision and look at my beautiful face. Now, when your eyes were illuminating the statue of Bhagavan Krishna, the eyes were not influenced by the statue. Then you started looking at the backdrop. That backdrop did not influence your eyes, your vision. Then you were looking at me, my face did not influence your eyes. And when there was nothing to be seen, you close your eyes. There is no unloading. And when you were illuminating, there was no load. Is it not our experience? This reality, which is illuminating, but not getting influence, is the word used, Sakshi, or witnessing consciousness. Now in this, what sadhana we have done? No sadhana. Now this moment, we all are not living at the level of relative existence. At this moment, even if you want, your body has become standstill. Your thoughts are suspended. Even the blinking of the eyes is getting lost. Because at this moment, you are living as consciousness and functioning through the ears as hearing. Taste and recognize. Don't make a memory out of it. The moment you want to repeat it after going home, this is reduced from the absolute to the relative. Repeatability is possible only in the finite and relative. Absolute is never repeated. Absolute cannot be recreated. Finite alone can be recreated. And therefore, friends, this understanding and experience takes us beyond the samadhi. Samadhi is only at the level of the mind. Don't give too much importance to that. Like we have got waking, dream, deep sleep, fourth one is samadhi. But that which is supporting all these relative experiences, Jagra, Sapna, Sushupti and Samadhi, that absolute is the same. And that is what is mentioned here as the Sakshi. Gatir Bharta Prabhu Sakshi. And then Nivasaha. Nivasa means the abode. Is it not? I is the abode of everything. Without I, nothing is meaningful. See? The other day I saw one man died. And his wife was some other place, she came. And then according to the tradition of that particular community, before the son or somebody comes, that wife has to take the head of the dead body in her lap till the son comes. And she refused. She said, I don't want to touch. I don't want to go in that room. And I was so shocked. She said, I am feeling very hungry. Give me food. Other room, somebody is dead. And it was not a young marriage. They were very old. He was something like 85 not out and she was about 80 not out. And whole concern was, I am hungry, give me food. And everybody was shocked. So they said, Swamiji, what is to be done? I said, give food or she will eat you. Give her food. And then food was given to her. In that eating, you have not given me achar. Give me little salt. Salt is less. And dead body is lying there. The moment that which was expressing as I from that body has departed, it is not of any consequence. See how important is this I. And therefore the teacher uses this word Nivasaha. He is the abode, the self is the abode of everything. Without I, my wife has no existence. Without I, my children have no meaning. Without I, my merit has no meaning. Without I, my sins are meaningless. See? Unless I is there, nothing can ever exist. And therefore, the supreme I is the absolute abode, Nivasaha. And Sharanam. See this mantra, many of us chant, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama. One person told me, Swamiji, you also say the same mantra, it is wrong. I said, what happened? How can you tell Sri Krishna to come Sharan to you? I said, Mahatma Ji, have you studied Sanskrit? He said, no, what is there to study? Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sri Krishna, come and salute me. I said, Baba, don't destroy that language like this. Sharanam means the one who protects. The supreme protector is called as Sharanam. Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, he is my supreme protector. Is it not? Without the absolute relative has no existence. If there is no space, where will the east, west, south or the north exist? It cannot exist. Therefore, Nivasaha, Sharanam and Suhrud. Suhrud means a pal, a friend, a person with a great heart, the one who accepts us as we are. Is it not? The wisdom of a wise man and the foolishness of an idiot, both are supported by the same absolute. Therefore, Suhruda, further, Prabhavaha Pralayasthanam. And I am the beginning, Prabhava. And Pralayasthanam, I am the end. Is it not? Now do this. This is what is called as spiritual life or leading life with understanding. When you get up in the morning, what is the first thing that is becoming important for us? Awareness of being I. After the I is awakened, then the second thing, what is the time? Third thing, where I am. So I gives birth to the time, and with the time, the space is born. And with this I, time and space, the whole relativity is created. Therefore, Prabhavaha Pralayasthanam. And friends, this I, where from everybody's life begins, whether it is a rich or a poor, educated or uneducated, all the differences dissolve into the homogeneous experience of being in this absolute I. And from this absolute I alone, all the different waves of individuality again sprout out, just like all the waves go back to the ocean and again all of them come back. So Prabhavaha and Pralayasthanam. And where do all of us retire? Whether we have achieved, whether we are a failure. Whether we have desired something or we have not desired something. All of us ultimately go back to the same abode. Therefore, aham sarvasya prabhavaha pralayasthanam. I am the beginning and I am the end. Meaning, in me, beginning and end has no meaning. Prabhava pralayasthanam nidhanam. Nidhanam is the ultimate wealth. Because everything is in me. If I is not there, where is my riches? If I is not there, where is my poverty? So everything is contained in this absolute I, Nidhanam, Bijam Avyayam. And I am the primordial seed from which the whole world of relativity comes out. And yet, Avyayam, I undergo no changes. See? And when we try to understand this through the language of our limitations, we will never be able to appreciate the truth. Therefore, friends, these are, in this 18th verse, these are all the contemplative arrow marks which will discard, destroy once for all the relative approach to the reality and end up in the discovery of the absolute being. And this Supreme Self, what the Supreme Self does, tapamyamaham varsham nigrunyami srujami cha amrutam chaiva mrityuscha sadasachaham arjunam. Hey Arjun means, oh, straightforward person. Rujutvat arjunaha. Please remember this one important principle. If you really want to walk the spiritual path, we have to be simple and straight. No crookedness. If we have got a different set of dentures to show to the camera and different set of dentures for biting the supari, then we are leading a double standard life. Rujutvat Arjuna. So, hey Arjun, the teacher says, aham varsham tapami nigrunami usrujami. It is I alone who heats the water through the rays of the sun, and the heated water is taken up in the sky, and again I alone release that. And in this manner, the whole cycle of relativity, birth, death, growth, decay, everything is possible because of this one Supreme Self. And amrutam chaiva mrityuscha sadasachaham Arjuna. See, you will not get this statement anywhere in any religion. I am the life and I am the death. See, that is why those who are established in this wisdom, they are never afraid of death. Because even if we talk about hell, can hell exist without the absolute reality? See, whether you are staying in the cuff parade, constantly coughing, or you are staying in a jhopadpatti in our Bandra, you are in Bombay. It doesn't matter where you are. The luxuries of the riches and the pangs of poverty, both of them are possible in the same town, in the same manner. Whether it is the luxury of the heavens or these are the tortures of the hell. Both are possible only in the absolute reality. He who has caught hold of the absolute can never be frightened by this relative world. Therefore, amrutam chaiva mrityuscha. Now see, he who has received the death as the grace of the divine, can there be more fulfillment in living than this? See, the other day I was reading an article and one small statement, very beautifully written. Americans have never known how to die gracefully because they don't want to die and keep on this tube, that tube, this tube, that tube. And there is nobody except the dog. And then their worry is, after I die, what will happen to the dog? So they will put the dog to sleep, and after the dog sleeps, then they are waiting for their sleeping. So Amrutam Mrityu, both immortality and the death are I alone, and Sat, Asatcha Aham Arjuna. Sat means effect. Asat means cause. Sat means manifest. Asat means unmanifest. So all the cause and effect, the manifest and unmanifest is the same reality. Is it not? The manifest water is ocean and the unmanifest ocean is the water. The manifest ocean is the wave and the unmanifest wave is the ocean. The moment we transcend this relativity, this cause and effect, there is no further thing to be achieved or attained in this life. Sada Satchaham Arjuna. Therefore, people put so much efforts, so much struggle, and for what? See? It is something like, with great difficulty, you get an appointment, let us say, with the first man of the world, President of United States. He is the first man of the world. Because our President is first man of our country. Now he is the President of the whole world. Just like that. Suppose you are a Bihari. And you get an appointment with him. And you are told, you have got 3 minutes, okay? And with great difficulty, you have put effort, you have put pressure, and you got the best opportunity. You can get anything in the world you want. And you have never prepared yourself. Because there is no clarity of the goal of life. So you go there, and I don't know now what to ask. Suddenly your old habit comes out. You take out. Yes, what can I do for you? Do we have tuna? Time is over. Over. Yes. Now next time, buffalo. Go in that life. Friends, this human birth that is bestowed on us is the best and the last opportunity. When you can continue to enjoy the beauty of relativity without compromising the foundation of the non-duality, the absolute. In spite of this best opportunity given to us, we are interested only small little tidbits. At the most, tamaku, or at the most, do you have a matchbox? I have got a BD. This is all relative life. And this is what is condemned by the teacher from the 20th verse onward, that we will take in our next class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.